Good morning, WLC.
We're back.
Good morning, everyone. It is 9:48 a.m. on Friday, September 22nd. It's 70 degrees outside. John told me all this information in advance, so it was very difficult for me to remember all of it because I have, the short-term memory of a goldfish.
You did pretty well, though.
Well, that's good. It could have been a much rockier start because this is our first pod in how many months now? Last one was in April, I want to say. We didn't even do a May pod. But we're back now by popular demand. I know everyone just had a very, very long summer without us.
Yeah.
But this is the WLC Sports Podcast. We are back for year 2.
We are.
And this time, we actually brought a guest on right away for episode number 1 of the year.
We did. We felt like we were good enough at it last year to like not have to ease into it. We're just going straight for it.
Oh, yeah. We're going pedal to the metal right away.
Right.
Anyway, Brooke Bluhm is with us. How you doing?
Doing good. Yeah.
Cool.
Chilling.
Yeah, I know some people who are not doing good, so it's good to hear that someone's doing good.
That's true. Do we just dive right into the sports?
Maybe we can give Brooke kind of a little introduction here and explain why she's here. Do you want to do that?
Sure. So Brooke is here with women's soccer, and I feel like it's pretty safe to say that she has a very big influence on the team and a big impact. We'll get more into that as we start to talk to her, but we're going to obviously focus at the beginning on women's soccer, and then we'll obviously do our launch into some of the other sports that we have as well.
All right, let's kick it off.
Yeah, let's do it. So starting to talk about women's soccer, I saw that you guys are 4-2-1. And I also saw that the ratio of goals that you've scored to your opponents is 18-7. And you scored 10 of those goals. So walk us through how the season is going so far, how you're doing personally, anything of that sort.
Yeah, so our team, last year we didn't win as many games as we wanted to. And this year we just had the mindset, we have a new coach. So right away we're like, okay, we need to win more games. We want to make the tournament. So, the teams we started playing non-conference games. I don't know how many more we had of non-conference games than last year, but I feel like it was a lot more. But we started off with a couple wins, which is really nice. It kind of helped our confidence. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like last year, the whole season I had 13 goals, and I'm already at 10, which is crazy. I didn't think I was gonna be at that at all. I don't know. It's just I guess maybe my confidence kind of went up or something, but I don't know. I guess with the new coach, he was just really helpful, and my teammates are just really, encouraging, and I just really want it really bad, and I don't know. Just this year is.
Things are going good.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how we can
They're
wrap
going
that
great.
all up.
I'm just hoping that by the end of the season we can make it into the tournament. And I guess now that I'm at 10, I kind of want a goal of I would say 15 maybe goals for the season. I don't know, maybe 20.
You're already at 10, so I feel like...
There you go. Player development, always getting better.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, I forgot that you guys have a new coach. How has that been for you this year?
Pretty good. He's definitely different than last year's coach. Not in a bad way at all. He's very he's good at explanation, and he's got lots of plans already for the games. We started a whole new way of playing, which has been kind of weird for us because we're so used to I don't know, playing different ways, and now we have a new way of playing, and it's been kind of I don't know, confusing because we've always just played a certain way, but now it's now that we've kind of been doing it, every game we played is gotten better, and it's kind of helped with scoring goals because I don't know. I would say it's going good, and
yeah, that was the first thing that I noticed when I went on the website and I was looking at your team and just everything, and I was I remembered last year that some of these games had been really tough or just whatever else, and then to see that you guys had a winning record and everything seems to be going well, it was cool to see because I know.
He's really competitive, and he's got a lot of experience. He played on the Milwaukee Wave team, which is indoor team in Milwaukee. I actually had some of those guys be my coaches, but like he's the first one that I've like really liked having as my coach, and he does a good job. So.
That's really cool. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you talk about your goals for goals. And
The goal,
right. And
is that goal times 2 or goal squared?
I like goal squared.
Okay.
I think that's good. The goal. So your goal, you said maybe 15, maybe 20. I saw like as a team, as a whole, you guys scored 9 against Mount Mary, which is crazy. And you had a hat trick in that game too. And then I don't know if you're aware of this, that you are also the NAC leader for goals scored this year. So that's really cool. Like, I mean, I guess like, do you have any like thoughts about that and just like being in that position? Is that like?
Yeah, so my coach and I have talked about it. Like, I like to look at the stats because like it helps me kind of. Yeah. You know, because I always set on a goal in mind. I always check just to see, because I don't know where I was at last year, but I mean, it's really cool to be like one of the top scorers, which is actually also really hard. Like when you're playing against other teams and they already know that, then they kind of just are more physical on you. Yeah. So the past couple of games, they've been beating me up a little bit, but that makes me want to beat them up more. So,
fair.
I mean, like, and my coaches have literally told me, like, you know, just tackle them a couple times. Like, if you tackle them in the box, like, they're just gonna get a free kick. It's not like they're gonna get a goal off of that. Like, so like, you know, sometimes I'm just kind of a little more pushy, like, on them, because I already know like they're gonna like push me a lot. So, and I just like. I guess, I mean, it feels good, I guess, but I don't know. I hope that I can kind of finish up there because there's a lot of good players in the NAC, and it's only the beginning of the season, so, and there's a lot of more games left, so.
Yeah, for sure. So I know, like, obviously you are an offensive player, but I wanted to talk a little bit about the defense this year because obviously, like, that ratio that I mentioned, 18-7 in terms of goals scored, like is really impressive. So just like, what are your thoughts on how the defense has been this year? You guys have a new goalie too, right?
Okay, so we have, you know, what's crazy is, so we actually have, so Christian's our usual goalie.
Yeah.
And we have a freshman who's a goalie now, and she's like our backup goalie. Mm-hmm. And Christian against Lawrence got jabbed in the pancreas.
Oh,
and it's super rare, I guess. Like if she had like, I don't know if I'm accurate about this, but I think she had like internal bleeding, and like she kept playing throughout the whole rest of the game, and like, so it was like crazy, and so she was she's still out right now.
Okay.
And she's still recovering, but she's getting really close to playing. So we've had our freshman Callista play, and she's been doing really good. Mm-hmm. Like kind of just going out of like, she had now has to play like. The full game now that like Christian's out was kind of like, oh my goodness, like this is happening. So like that's been, I mean, she's been doing really good. It's been kind of weird not having Christian, but it's been good with that. And then our defense, like we're playing with a different formation. We had a 4-back, now we have a 3-back, which sounds kind of like oh, that's kind of worse. Mm-hmm. But actually, we have more in the midfield, so they come back as defense. And our defense is really fast. Like they're doing really good. I don't know. I feel like our communication is doing good. We have a freshman back there now. She's really fast. I don't know. I feel like I feel like our defense is improving. I mean, obviously it's improving if we're like winning, but we have to keep that. So I feel like it's doing pretty good.
Cool. Yeah. I mean, first of all, like wishing a quick recovery to Christian. I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But wow, that's jabbed in the pancreas.
They don't even have like a recovery like plan for her because it's so rare.
Yeah.
Like they didn't even know apparently they didn't even know what to do with like surgery and stuff which is like crazy.
That's scary. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. I don't even know. I did not know about that.
First time for everything.
Yeah, I guess so. So looking a little bit ahead for the team, we were talking about this a little bit before we started. You have a game against CUC on Saturday. Now, obviously, by the time you're watching this, the game will have already happened.
Yeah.
They'll probably have won like 11-0. But what in terms
now that you said that,
That's
if
a
they
little-
get blown out or
that's a-
something, you're responsible.
Yeah, if
okay, I retract my former statement. It'll be a tough game, but they'll win.
It will be a game.
Yes.
That's the safest thing
Well,
to
I
say.
think I can have confidence that
no, I
they'll
think
win,
I think we can win.
right? I don't gotta reverse jinx or anything.
Yeah.
Pull out the what is that, the Fiji water?
I wish it was real Fiji water, but it's actually WLC sink water, which is about the opposite
Oh.
of Fiji.
Now you
WLC
just
sink
gave the-
water in a Fiji bottle.
I feel
Everyone
like
knows.
I feel the need to be transparent about this. Like it's not actual Fiji water.
Is that your first dad joke of the year? You feel the need to be transparent?
It wasn't intentional.
Oh,
Because the bottle is see-through. So
Jack, I understand the joke there. It's just
Okay.
not an intentional.
see, there was formerly Fiji water in there, though, right?
There was. Well, yeah, I didn't just buy up.
So you
empty Fiji.
drank all of it and then you just refilled it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I had another like actual refillable like water bottle that I bought at Quick Trip. It was like some weird like electrolyte water thingy. But then I left it somewhere, and then one of my teammates showed up with it the next day, and it was like literally like he must have thrown it on the ground like several times. It was like all deformed, and he's like, "No, it makes it easier to hold." I was like, "That's my bottle." I mean,
So
it's
he
like
purposely disfigured the bottle so that it was
it was
easier to hold?
It was like $3 at Quick Trip. It wasn't
Oh,
that big of a
alright.
deal. But like they had, yeah. I had never seen it before. They had this weird like thing where you're supposed to like sign your name so people knew it was your water bottle. I was like, I'm not doing that.
Just sign your name on the $3 water bottle.
Well, I mean, people gotta know.
Apparently, because
your luxury
your name
water
wasn't
brand.
on it, somebody took it and abused it.
True. Maybe I should have
So,
put my name
yeah,
on it.
maybe you should have put
Actually,
your
I'm
name
pretty
on
sure
it.
they would have done that,
Well.
even if I had my name on it, knowing them.
Either way, how about we let it be a lesson?
Yeah.
So,
Let's
for next time.
yeah. Anyway,
You got any water bottle stories? Put her on the spot there.
my friend, he only I worked at a summer camp. He only would drink water, Arizona water, or water from the like igneous rocks from Hawaii. I'm not even joking. There's a thing. Like
wait.
That what?
no, like
Hold on, we got back up a little bit here. I feel like I'm missing something.
he would get this like certain kind of water that was like natural from Hawaii, and it was like $30 for like a pack of like 10, and it was like this. I tasted it and it tasted like the same as like regular water, but he had to drink it. Like it was weird. His mom would send it to him like every week.
That's so weird.
Is there a nutritional thing with that? That's like
he just didn't like the water here in Wisconsin.
he just didn't like how it tasted.
Yeah.
This is like the Mr. Incredible meme where he's like pounding on the table. It's like water is water.
I know. Here's the thing.
Unless it's like crappy tap
I don't know, I
water
feel like
or
purified
something.
water
but
does
that's
hit different, though.
Sink water.
Yeah. I will give him credit because my mom is the exact same way. Like we took a trip over the summer and we were like in a hotel obviously, and she went to like fill up her water bottle with some ice from the ice machine, and literally like we were hiking around and she took a sip and she's like, "This makes me more thirsty. I can't drink this." And she just gave it to me. I was like, "Mom, it's water. Like what do you want?" And it tasted like it wasn't great, but she was like, "This is literally like drinking metal. I can't do this." And I was like, okay. All right, Mom, whatever you say. But no, there are some people who just like,
Yeah.
they need their specific water.
They need their premium water.
Yeah, well,
Good for them, I guess.
yeah.
So
I grew up thinking that Fiji was like this like thing that I would never be able to afford, and then when I went to the store and it was like $3, I was like, okay, maybe I'll just
natural artesian water.
yeah,
It's got a nice flower on there.
yeah, it's good branding.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. Yeah, I like it.
I'm in the public relations class right now, so we're talking about branding. So I'll have to
There you go. You can
let's
talk
keep
about
that in mind. Yeah, I can tie that in maybe.
yeah, talk about your Fiji water bottle.
All right, what's next on the agenda?
Well, we were talking about the CUC game on Saturday.
yeah.
Ah, yes.
And then we got, very off track. So in terms of preparing for that, what do you think is like the mindset? What are you guys doing to get ready?
Well, on Thursdays we always have like a recovery day. So yesterday we had a recovery day, just to get us ready for the game, and then today we have a practice, and we'll just work on just like little things we need to fix with the offense and defense and the midfield. But like usually before games, we get really hype, and usually it's always a practice before we get pretty serious, and I mean we were usually serious about it, but I don't know. We definitely need we need like 5 wins in the conference to like I guess secure our tournament spot. So we already have I think we have 1 right now, so we need 4 more. So if we win this game, it would be really important. So I guess just having that mindset and coming back from CU Dub and not having that win and playing against CUC is going to be, we need to win. So just our mindset has been pretty, like, we need to win.
Gotcha. Yeah, for sure.
So
it'll be interesting too, because the other thing I noticed when I was looking at your schedule is like, you have so many like away games, I feel like this year. Like maybe you had a lot of home games last year, but like this year, I always like plug the next home game so people can come out and watch. But the next home game for you guys is until October 7th.
Well, Saturday's a home game. But
Well,
yeah.
yeah.
But like
But, like,
after that,
yeah.
that's like, wait, October 27th?
7th.
I
October
was
7th.
like-
Yeah, no, October 27th would be crazy.
That would be insane. I was like, there's no way.
No. But no,
Okay.
wait, so the next home game too is also senior night. So that's probably the last home game, right? Or maybe
Oh, we have a pink out game.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have
Okay.
like pink jerseys.
I got you. I do.
But yeah, so like we don't have as many. Like I think we had more home games. Like in the beginning of the season, we had so many home games that were non-conference games, and now
I
for our
gotcha.
conference games, they're more away.
I see. Yeah.
So
Well, October 7th, 1 p.m., senior night, Benedictine. Come on out. I mean, that's, if you have anything else to plug about your team, you can.
I mean, I was gonna say I don't really like away games because the bus rides. I don't know why, what it is, but like they get so quiet, and like by the time you get off the bus, like everyone's so groggy and so tired.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh wait, I gotta play a game in like an hour. Like for me, like I try not to sleep because if I sleep, like and I wake up, I'm like I feel like we're just getting off the bus to go into a hotel or something.
Yeah.
And like I don't realize we have a game, and then it just doesn't.
I get
So
that.
I don't know why. It's just
You can fall asleep on the bus.
I mean.
You can't?
I've tried. I can't do it.
Oh.
I
Oh.
tried to sleep on the bus.
I
Like,
mean,
when we're going to
done
baseball
it.
I
games,
mean,
but
I'm like.
more power to you if you can actually
There's a
manage
lot
to
of
do
people
that.
on my
But
team
it's
can. It's.
I mean, we have a van for our transfer,
Oh.
and I can fall asleep in there usually. So,
Man.
but you know,
It depends on the seats, honestly. Like if
True.
they're like,
Yeah.
they're the leather seats. Not as
Yeah.
they're not as comfortable when you have like I don't know what it's like carpeted. I don't even know how to say that.
It looks
It's
like the bowling alley floor.
yes,
Yeah.
and like you sit down and you're like, this is nice. Like, but I mean, it just depends. Like on the game and the bus ride and the kind of bus.
My least favorite thing is like, not necessarily when you're with your teammates, but if you're just on one of those buses and the person in front of you like reclines, I'm like, how is this not like the most obvious thing that you should not be doing right now? Like there's a person behind you. I mean, I'm not even like that tall, but like my legs are like.
yeah. So see, I think that would work if everybody all the way down reclined.
Maybe, but even so,
then
like,
it's-
even so, if you're like, I gotta talk to the mic. Literally, if you're like,
Because you think about it, so then like so like say you have this amount of space between people. This guy leans back, you're running out of space. But then you lean back, you have the same amount of space back, and then they all
I
lean
guess
back.
for
and
your
it-
body, but for your legs, you're still
Well,
like, restricted.
yeah, but like,
I don't know.
you're not gonna have a lot of leg room either way. So it's
True.
I don't know.
True, but I mean, like, it's the
Maybe we'll
worst.
have to
planes or buses where people recline. I'm like, dude,
we'll have to do an experiment on this.
just get through. Okay, I think we're all good on women's soccer. If
right.
we are all good, so
we do have to keep the program moving.
we
here,
do.
so.
So I'll switch into men's soccer here. So in terms of men's soccer, when I first checked the website, they were 2-2-2, which I was gonna like shout out. But now they won against CU Dub yesterday, so they're 3-2-2. I think they have kind of been like, they were obviously really good last year, and I think they've been struggling a little bit more this year. But they've also been playing some like pretty tough teams. I saw they played Whitewater, I want to say, which like is just crazy to me because
Yeah, they're
like
good.
some other sports like we wouldn't even like be close. So the fact that they played them and like is kind of crazy. They also have a lot of like low scoring games. I saw like almost every single game that they've had has been like, I don't know, like 1 or 2 or like just very, I don't know, kind of not a ton of goals, especially when you compare it to like the 9-0 wins from the women's
Yeah.
team or something like that. So, I mean, I think like they're also probably in that mindset of like we got to win, and we got to have a certain amount of wins in conference to pick up that win against CU Dub. I'm sure was really great for them. But yeah, I think that's kind of where men's soccer's at. They also have that Saturday matchup against CUC, so you'll be able to check out both soccer teams and see how they did on the website. And then their next home game, they actually have one sooner than you guys do, is on Tuesday. So tomorrow, from when we're posting this, against Maranatha Baptist at 7 p.m. So if you can come out for that one, you should. So football has had a little bit of a tough start to their season. They are 0-3 currently, but they had a crazy ending to their game against St. Norbert's. And I feel like if you're on the football team, you probably don't want me to talk about it too much. But it was super close. I know, like we were talking about, it came down to like the last minute, and like there's a big chance to pull off a pretty crazy comeback win. Didn't end up happening, but still a really good effort by the guys. And they've got some big games coming up as well. They have the Lutheran Bowl on Saturday, which again, you'll be able to check the score of. Hopefully you went, or you went to some of the soccer games or anything else. But then their next home game after this will be uploaded is Homecoming versus Rockford on September 30th at 1 p.m. So come on out. I know the soccer teams, or at least the women's team, has a game, so that they can't go. But you can go, probably. So come on out for that. We'll move into women's volleyball. They currently are at a 6-7 record, and I feel like looking at their scores, they usually either sweep or they're swept. Like I feel like they are either like super successful against the teams that they're playing, or it's kind of a big challenge. There are some sprinkled in there where like their opponents get one game or they'll get two games, but I feel like for the most part it's been a lot of 3-0 or 0-3 situations. Last week they actually swept, well, I guess 2 weeks ago for you, but they swept the NAC Athletes of the Week. So Kayla Wigley and then Kylie Nabasik, is that? I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm sorry if I mispronounced it. But
we were just talking before about how we need a pronunciation guide for the pod. So
any name that starts with GN, I kind of like get
maybe
scared
if we
about.
talk to Adam Hines and he can hook us up with that.
Yeah.
He's got to have a pronunciation guide for all the athletes here.
I'm sure he does, actually, probably.
Mm-hmm.
They've got a pretty busy weekend coming up. Thursday, they play Alverno. Friday, they play Carroll. And then their next home game is Professor Appreciation Night, September 28th, 6 p.m., MSOE. So come on out, especially if you're a professor. You'll be appreciated, I guess. So that's kind of cool. We'll move into cross country. Both the men's and the women's teams participated in the Tom Hoffman Invitational at Whitewater. Recently, the men took third out of the 8 teams, and I believe the women took fourth out of 5. We had 3 top 20 finishes between the two teams. So Isaiah Harid, Zeke Mitchell were top 20 finishes for the men. And then Ashley Miller was I think she came in exactly 20th for the women. So some high achieving people, especially against some tough team. I mean, Whitewater was running in that. And again, we talked about how Whitewater can be pretty fierce competition. The other thing I wanted to mention super briefly is that I think it's very cool. I don't quote me on this. I think there are 3 pairs of siblings on the men's cross country team this year. Mm-hmm. There's 2 that are senior to freshman, like brothers, and then there's also a set of twins, which I think is like, that's got to be a crazy team dynamic, like because like everyone on the team like knows somebody else pretty well. So I just wanted to mention that because I think that's interesting. Their next race.
Thank you for mentioning that.
Well, I thought you might be interested, Jack. I know how much you. Yeah. Their next race is the Blue Gold Invitational at UW Eau Claire on September 29th. Obviously not a home race, but still wanted to give them a shout out into the near future. And then finally, we reach the tennis segment. I had a lot of stories that I wanted to tell, but we are kind of running out of time, so I don't know if I'll get to tell any of them.
Well, next episode maybe.
Yeah.
It's not like tennis is going anywhere, so... Like the season is not just gonna, like disappear and we don't get to talk about you guys anymore.
Good save, Jack.
So, I know that was very poor phrasing on the front end.
I was like, okay, Jack, all right.
That's, yeah. I didn't realize until I finished uttering that sentence how that could be interpreted.
No, you're all good. For women's tennis, which is actually in season right now, their only loss in the conference thus far has been to Edgewood, and Edgewood is like a really good team for women's tennis. But they beat Marion, they beat St. Norbert's, they beat Alverno. So some really good wins there. I also, some really good wins there. And then 2 of them actually competed in a tournament that the whole guys team went, and we participated in it. It was in Michigan, in Holland, Michigan, at Hope College.
Didn't we have a whole discussion about this last year?
I think we did.
Yeah.
But this year, 2 of the women came along as well, Caitlin Haskell and Izzy Hawley, and they competed both in the singles and doubles. And I think they did pretty well. I was playing, so I didn't get to watch like all of their stuff, but what I did get to watch was pretty good, it looked like. And those are some tough teams in that tournament, I can say from experience, and it's the same for the women's, so good stuff. They have a match on Saturday against Illinois Tech. Illinois Tech has historically been really good for the guys. For the women's team, they've also been fairly good, but I think last year they weren't as good. So it still could be a tough match. You'll be able to check the website for the scores on that one. And then their next home match is against CU Dub, Wednesday, September 27th at Hart Park is where we play our home matches when it's warm enough outside to do that. And CU Dub, always good to beat CU Dub. Always good to beat CU Dub. And then finally going into men's tennis, we are not in season, but we did obviously have that tournament. That was where I was going to tell all of my stories, but unfortunately we don't have time. But it's probably for the best because
reality is often disappointing. So
it is, and really I don't have time to get into it because it would probably take me like 20 minutes to talk about that whole situation. And then just to wrap up that, we do have 2 matches that kind of wrap up our fall season, or like our preseason, I guess. We're going down to Iowa this Friday, and we have 2 matches there, which will be a long day.
It's a far drive. There's a lot of windmills.
Yeah, and you remember what I said about being in a van? Super fun. So actually, it's probably not as far as Michigan. So, it'll be fine. But yeah, so we're doing that. I think that just about wraps up all the sports. We kind of had to breeze through the.
Did a good job rushing through that at the end there with the time crunch, but
yeah, well, it's all good.
He's a professional. It's not as easy as he makes it look.
That's true.
So
if you were sitting in this seat right now, there's a lot of pressure on you.
Yes.
So
all right, well, I think we're ready to wrap it up then.
I think so too. Yeah.
Thank you to Brooke for joining us.
Yeah, thanks so much, Brooke.
We enjoyed having you. Everybody, drink some water.
Whether it's Fiji or not, stay hydrated.
Drink whatever kind of water you prefer, and go Warriors.